hosts, and welcome to another KSP2 stream. Today, last time we streamed, we successfully landed on the successfully got into a landing trajectory on the Mun, and now we have to attempt to actually land. So first things first, I'm going to make a little bit of change to the controls, but I'm just going to wait till KSP loads up correctly. How's my audio levels? They look good. Yeah. Loading up, loading up. Background scenes. Okay, settings. Input. Okay, rise throttle. Okay, lower throttle, rise throttle. There we go. Now, let's go back, apply settings, single player, load game. Oh, my wing's in the way of anything. Well, I have to retract them. There we go. Wah woombaba. I'm just going to retract them anyway. There we go. Yeah. Everything is loading up. Are we actually streaming? Yes, we are. Cool. That's new. How do I get rid of that? Ah, right. Okay, I want it to be going. So we are going directly up at the moment. I'll wait until that. Yeah, we switch it to ground level. And gotta wait until this drops through there. At which point we flick to, say, point retrograde. And we give it a tiny bit of a burn. Just enough to slow us down. And that will straighten us out as well. Alright. Keeping an eye on the surface velocity, which I think is going to be also our descent velocity at the moment. Looks at it. Like it. Alright. Down to 2 kilometers. And I'm going to say once we get below 1, we'll start doing staging exercises. We ended up hovering again. That's always a bit of an issue. And right. I fixed the controls slightly so I won't be generating too much of a thrust this time. Okay. Let's stage. What are you doing? What the hell? Why aren't I got control? Let's pause this for a second. Paused and... load game. That was weird. Right. Let's try this again. Actually, let's... So... Control from there. So, we'll stage. For some reason, we no longer have right, so let's load this up again. There's something... Okay. So let's decouple that. Gear out. Engines. Activate. Why don't I have talk enable, talk authority. You say I crashed, but can I... There is something weird going on. So, go to the tracking station. Go to Mun. Okay, so somehow this vessel got marked as debris. I'm guessing because the fuel tank isn't root. Okay, that sounds like a bug to me. Well, I will keep that in mind. Save this. Go back to the vehicle assembly building. Let's try something else out. Let's go for a space plane. Because we have the Rapier engines online at least. Actually, not even a space plane. Let's just try for a plane. This is taking a bit of time to load. What does my task manager say? It's not say it's unresponsive, it says... Oh, there we go. Right. Command. Go for cockpit style. I like this style here. The front. Thermals, payload, coupling, structures. Aerodynamics. Input vent. Okay, fuel tanks. Methane, monopropellant. Like that. I'm also going to need center of thrust, center of mass, center of lift. We go for engines. Jet engines. Wheezy. Goliath probably be too... like that. Now we add wings. Cool, we got... these are all too big. That one looks right. Oh, it's tiny. Like that. And then ground. Put wings there. And that there. We'll call you Jet. And that was a mistake. Oh, good, I can undo that. Jet. Vehicle name. Save. Right. Let's go for a launch. Hi, Spectra. This is lacking front wheels. I think that will... That will, cause a problem for it to be launching. Alright. And how are you today? Oh, my day has been pretty good. And I hope yours has been as well. Oh. Let's see if we got decent wheels. That looks wrong. Let's see if we can... don't think that will work either. This is a bit better. Let's try launching that. Been alright. Sneaked into university day and sat in on a couple of lectures. Ah. Auditing lectures is pretty fun. Also, why isn't snuck a word? It is a word. People use it all the time. It has... Still a bit slow on the loading, but I don't put that apart. It comes up as a lot non-word when you type it. I think that same error in your library, your spell checker program rather than anything else. Question is, has the game crashed? Or is it just going slow? Well, it's clearly doing something. And I hit escape and it went bloop. Oh, okay. Right, so... So the screen's gotten stuck. Oh wait, it might be a stupid language thing. I think I'm going to have to restart the game. Let's try and fix that. Alright. Let's start up the game again. Of course, it is early access software, so some bugs are to be expected. There we go. And let's try again. Loading up. Up. Single player. Load game. Think it's going to be the... Yep, it's this one stuck on the planet. So, vehicle assembly. Let's see if the design got lost as well. With one of the lectures, I kind of got what was being taught, with the other is completely and utterly lost. Well, normally each lecture sort of builds on the other. So, it makes sense that you lost. You don't have money. I want to do a rover global running again. Ah, okay. Yeah. Exploring the thing with a rover would be fun. Okay. Save that. Save. I heard aero, heat, orbit and gravity things are not work stable. They're not quite. Ah, and this time we get into the... Well, that was... That was nice. On the controls of... Gotten a little things. Lecture 1 was about electrical fields and stuff, and how inside 3 containers nested, the biggest container with a positive charge inside will get cancelled by the medium container with a negative charge on it. Ah! The medium container won't get cancelled out by the positive charge. Okay, that sounds like it could be very interesting. Oh, we got... Well, the flight's pretty stable. The small container, which has nothing... inherits nothing. Okay. Let's... see how fast we can get this thing going. Are there any other units? So we've got meters a second. Nope. We've got this weird instability at high speeds, but I think we're going to flare out soon. I'm not sure how we roll. How do we roll? Yeah. That's it. It's more connect. Actually, that's weird. We're not getting any drop in air pressure at all as we're gaining altitude. The engines aren't slowing down at all. And Technological Speedrun talking about a thing which was comprised of pi, infinity, sine, and cosine in that order. That sounds like a tail. That sounds like a Laplacian transform, I would guess. Actually, we are losing thrust as we're getting higher. It just must be this. The Whiplash engine is particularly strong. Okay. I suspect we're going to flare out soon. Because we're right at the top of the atmosphere. And we've got no air. Still kicking out 4 kilonewtons. I'm not sure why something kicked in. We've got air? How do we have air? This is... That was the equation that the guy wrote down. Yeah, Laplacian transforms are... I see what we're doing. We're flying up high. Then the engine burns out, flares out because of the lack of oxygen. And then eventually we fall down again. And the engines kick back in. So... we are that distance from the thing. Doors and corners. An interesting statement to make. A person who may or may not be a cultist. Unfortunately, we don't have much air. guess I'm going to have to wait until things flare up again. Let's point ourselves down slightly so we will... Yeah. The Laplacian transform's a bit like a Fourier transform, but it has the advantage that it has a an exponential in it, which allows it to represent some other things. Ah! That is... I am glad I was so helpful. What is the goal of this flight? The goal of this flight is to test out the flight characteristics of this jet aircraft. And also the behavior of the game. Yep. Now again, we flared out. Let's get down. We're doing about 1 kilometer a second, so it's not a... It's not at all a slow vehicle. Oh. On the other hand, it is just a fuel tank, an engine, and a wings, so... Okay. Oh. See if we can get it pointing directly south. So I'm thinking if we keep under 20 kilometers altitude, we should be able to keep the engines happy. There we go. I know in Kerbal Space Program 1, the engine power was controlled slightly by the velocity, but I'm not sure if that's the case here. And let's get the altitude up higher again so we get into less friction, so we can go faster. So I like going fast. And we are flying inside the equivalent of... We're almost above... Well, we are above the troposphere for Kerbin. Not what layer this one is. Yeah. There we go. Let's level ourselves off. There we go. And we are continually accelerating now. Because the low friction... Because there's very little air here, And we are slowly losing mass as we burn through our fuel. Fuel tank. Oh, there's no stats for the fuel tank. That's weird. We've burnt through half of it already. And where are we? Oh, we're almost to that spot. It's a pleasant morning, and if you look just over your... If you look to the left, you can see the sun, which is either rising or setting. Alright. I'll be setting because it's in the east, because we are heading south. Though it makes a little... Doesn't make that much of a difference, since we are up so high. So our own movements can actually affect where the sun is relative to us. Oh, and there's a cool G-force meter there. That is a neat... I'm going to keep an eye on our altitude. To see where the engine flares out. So we are, what, 21 kilometers up? If we go, I think it's F12. Doing Mark 4. Oh, it even gives us the dynamic pressure. And takes photographs at the same time. Okay, we burnt out at 24 kilometers. Cool. I think the idea is just gonna... we're just going to skip. Through the upper atmosphere, burning off as we come down. Because, quite frankly, I'm not sure I know how to... not sure how I know how to land this. Hold on. Oh yeah, we do have an ice cap. That's good. Because I was, for a second there, worried that I might not have something to land on. Or we could try a water landing. Let's point ourselves down. I'm thinking of entering a Smash tournament in May. Cool. Best of luck with that. Okay. Now we've gotten below that. We've got to start burning off speed and apparently I think there is a major happening downtown to where I live, so I won't win. It'll be interesting. Yep, it does sound like it will be interesting. Right. This sort of waggling behaviour is a little concerning. I'm guessing it's a feedback loop between the stability assistance and the atmospherics. Okay. It's starting to bleed off speed at least. Alright. Got some of the best players in the world enter it, so there'll always be some content creators roaming around trying to use the crowd. Oh, that sounds like it just could be cool. That's a beautiful sight. Dropping below the troposphere now. I think I should start pulling up. Also, it helps burn off our unreasonably high speed. Problem is, hopefully we'll get some extra sort of mod tools which will tell us, work out sort of like some of the flight characteristics of the airplanes and stuff, so we know like the stall speed and the like. There we go. You're back after a month. Hello, Omega V7. How are you? I know past event commentators like to interact with the crowd and host side events where the commentator got to ask a question about them. They had to guess if they went to 0-2. Okay. My laptop broke, so I had to use your friends. Ah! Damn! Alright. So we are just gliding at the moment. I'm not sure what we're gliding... Oh, we're gliding over rough mountainous terrain. That's not something I wanted to land in. Yeah. Alright. And we don't have much lighting either. Do we have lights on the... Yeah, we do have gear lights. I'm just deploying these. for the gear lights, but I don't think they'll be that useful till we get very close to the surface. And saying that, we are about 300 meters up, so let's point ourselves up a bit more to help kill off some more speed. I am going to regard that as a successful landing. We survived. Joe said. Back to the tracking station. Confirm recovery. Okay, highest altitude 29 kilometers, highest speed over land 110 meters a second, highest speed overall 1474. Ground distance covered 160 meters, total distance covered 700 kilometers. Reminded me of a Smash Brothers side event. Can a pro Smash player land a plane? None of them could. Hold on. Okay, so that thing's still on the so that icon is still on the tracking station. That shouldn't be happening. Oh, and we can go back into there. That's... Let's go back to the Kerbal Space Center. Vehicle assembly building. I want to actually go... pod, the lander cam. Okay, where's launch pad 2? That just... second launch pad, or is it a different place? That's... okay, that's just a little bit off. Oh, that's okay. That's launch pad 2 over there. That's cool. Okay. Launch pad. And this is the boat launch. Location, which is just off the coast, right? Okay. So we've learnt a little bit more about that. Let's see how it is to launch a probe. Pod. Group by type. Group by mass. So tiny little CubeSat. And engines. Stick the biggest engine we can find on the top. And aero. Advanced photonic generation system, aka a light bulb. Right. This is another one where we're just finding out what it will do. Angle's very Dutch. We might have to stick some fins on it to improve stability. But okay, it's pretty stable just as it is. So we're getting a weird red glow over here. Super lightweight part, plus a massive engine on the bottom. Let's see. Still got about 2k of delta V left. And we're out of the atmosphere. Three kilometers orbital velocity. Okay, actually made escape velocity. We almost made it to Juno with that. It's cool that they now show the domains of control. Dress, Elu, Jewel. So we don't have the interstellar stuff yet, but that is pretty cool. Okay. Learning a lot. Now we can go back to the high speed overall, kilometer a second. Well, we've been playing for a while. I'm going to have to think of a new challenge for myself. Perhaps rescuing the poor Kerbal we've left stranded on the Mun. But that will be for another day. Tomorrow... Oh, let's go back to my main room first. Tomorrow, I'll be playing Factorio. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. And if it's your first time watching, please consider subscribing. Thank you, Spectra. And I hope to see everybody else later. Thank you and see you later. Goodbye.